What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. It's our Wednesday night edition, and I'm really glad that you're all with us. I want to acknowledge all of our kind of closer family that are in the Zoom room with us. And I see a lot of our beloveds with us, both members of the Global Peace Tribe and members of the Twin Ray community. It's beautiful how those communities are coming together. I also want to acknowledge all of you that are watching on Facebook. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer. I was actually online with John and Summer just a little while ago, and they get us out to as many as 150 Facebook groups and pages. So thank you for watching us that way. I also want to acknowledge those who are watching on the Conscious Awakening Network, Humanities Team, Alan Steinfeld's YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel. Now, it's great that you're all watching in all those different ways, but you can also come on into the Zoom room and join us directly. And that way you can really be kind of more connected and really become part of the Global Peace Tribe. And it's very easy to join us. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. When you go there, this is what you'll see. You'll see our website, and you can learn all about who we are, the different shows that we do. And then click where it says register for the new season. And that will take you to our registration page where you can easily register. We do 2 or 3 shows every week. We also provide a meditation 7 nights a week. We have wonderful, wonderful shows with amazing people. And all of our shows are inspiring and informational. And you can come right into the Zoom room, get those links. You'll also get an email twice a week letting you know what's coming up, and also with the replays, the recordings for our previous shows. So please come join the Global Peace Tribe. So tonight is an important topic. We're talking about healing. And I'm imagining that just about everybody who's watching is concerned about what's going on in the world and what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening with climate change. Scary times. And I'm imagining we all want to play our role in helping to heal this planet and to help heal humanity that still has war going on. But we also need to heal ourselves. And so tonight we've got some wonderful presenters who are going to be sharing with us the process of healing, both ourselves and humanity. And so for this important topic, I was really delighted that Larissa Stowe, one of my absolute all-time favorite human beings, agreed to come and co-host. Larissa, of course, is an amazing musical artist, but also just somebody I love co-hosting with. And she has powerful wisdom from her own personal experience about healing. And also joining us tonight is Deborah Juliette. Many of you have been getting to know her. She led several meditations for us and leads a weekly meditation for us. And then last Saturday night, she led the KES healing. And we'll do a longer introduction for everybody a little bit later on in the show, but I want to just let everybody know who's with us. And we have got a new friend with us tonight. We've got Ellie, and Ellie came through Larissa. So in a few minutes, Larissa will introduce her more fully. And of course, always we have our beloved brother, Amushar, with us. So these are our presenters for tonight. They each have wonderful wisdom to share. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being with us. And I'm going to start by putting the spotlight on Larissa and asking her to share a little bit about this particular time. Today's a special day, it's a special time on our planet. And take it away, Larissa.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. And I'm so happy to be here, be back with everyone. It's like I want to see you all because I've been here with this beautiful group of beloveds, and I just wanted to look at your faces for a moment. Tune in with you. It's so good to see you. Yeah, just wonderful to see you all. This is a very, very special time. It is a celebration of the goddess. We're in the 9 days of Navratri, and we celebrate all the different incarnations of Durga. And Durga is primordial mother, so to speak. She overall, although her different incarnations seem to inhabit different chakras, we see Durga as being more in our sacral chakra overall, which is like the activation of the Kundalini, the Shakti Kundalini. And she is that energy that totally protects the Dharma.
People need to remember to mute themselves, please. Thank you.
So today is the 4th day of Navratri, and it's specifically in celebration of Ma Kushmanda. And I see, who do I see right there? I see a couple folks right there that are, I think we got it. Yeah. Ma Kushmanda is a form of Adi Shakti. And if you were really into Shiva, you're going to believe that Shiva is the one who is like the ultimate creator. If you're into um, the history of the Vedas, you might look and say it's Brahma. But for those who are Shaktis, they're going to look towards Adi Shakti, being that primordial mother that with her smile, so that's like really specific, with the smile created everything that we see, the whole of creation of the material world, and taking form, going from formlessness into form. What I think is really amazing that this is happening right now, that we have the celebration of the goddess, is the awareness of the importance of honoring and loving the human. We have spent so much time, and we can see it right now with what's going on in this world, that we have been trying to ascend and get out of the body, so to speak. And everything, all of our religions pretty much teach us, Christianity says that we are sinful and that we were born sinning. And even our Buddhism teachings teach us that we want to get off that wheel of suffering, right? That wheel of life, where when we look at and we celebrate Divine Mother, what we're really doing is we're celebrating being human and being in form and God consciousness coming into these bodies and rooting into the body. And I think this is so close tied into what's going on in this world, because we are still fighting over ideology, what's right, what's wrong, in this bigger picture, without actually truly loving the human and honoring life itself. So if we can focus our awareness on loving who we are, loving these bodies, loving this opportunity to have compassion for ourselves and all this intense energy that moves through us, and have compassion for each other and recognize that we're all going through a lot, then we can come back into that place if we're honoring that within ourselves, honoring all these energies that are moving within. We don't find ourselves in such a war, trying to get out of this experience, trying to rise above it, but rather rooting into it. So I'm a big Shakti because I know that if we're going to really rise in this lifetime, that we absolutely have to root into who we are first and celebrate who we are. So you can feel into all those places within yourself. I invite you to feel into maybe where you're holding judgment of yourself and where you may be holding judgment of others around you. And just to take a moment and bring compassion to yourself and bring compassion to those around you, because that will start to quiet that internal battle that we all have, which we know will bring even more peace in the world on the outside of us. So I invite you to join in with me to sing the Adi Shakti mantra, which totally honors Ma Kushmanda, the Adi Shakti, that primordial energy that animates all of consciousness. And I invite you to just to sing this with me, to feel it in your body, to share this energy with the world, like really say, yes, thank you for this opportunity to grow consciousness. Everything grows here, to grow this love that we come from and we return to within the denser energy of this body. Got to work those muscles. Yeah, we've got a lot of gravity here. We come into gravity, and it's for a reason to work these muscles. So I invite you to do this, to sing with me. I bring Shrim Sa Adi Shakti Namah. 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 Thank you.
And thank you so much, beloved Louisa. Thank you. And you've got a friend to introduce.
I have a beautiful friend to introduce. Let me see if I can see her so I can look right at her. Where'd she go? There she is. There's Ellie. I have known Ellie for years and years. I knew her first from coming out to Shakti Tribe events out in Phoenix, and then Ellie, getting to know Ellie even more, coming out to our retreats, and then getting to work with Ellie one-on-one. She does work with me as a client with work I do, and I had the privilege and the honor to get to experience what she does too. I got really curious because I saw so many deep healings happening for people. Like if you go into Ellie's website, you're going to see hundreds of testimonials from people who've had incredibly deep transformational experiences. So I was very, very curious. And I got to experience Ellie myself. And she brings so much passion to what she does and so much care. She really, was very, very present with me, listened deeply. And the energy that she shares is so gentle and kind and compassionate. I could feel so much energy moving within me. Yeah, she's a gift to so many people on this planet, and I'm very grateful that she's on the show and we get to experience her, that you all get to experience Ellie's work. And not only is she amazing with humans, but she also, what I love about Ellie is she does a lot of work for free with the animals. She just has such a big heart and how much she loves the creatures of the sea and the creatures on the land. She is a very deeply compassionate person. So I love this woman and have gotten so much from having her in my life. And yeah, she's just wonderful. So I wanted to share that with you all, share her with you all today so that you could be introduced to the healing work that she does.
Well, thank you, Larissa. That was a really, really beautiful, heartfelt introduction. I've really enjoyed, getting to know you over the years also, and really value what you do and how you're helping make the world a better place with your music and with your wise teachings. And I really, really appreciate you, as I know so many others do.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank
You're welcome. So, Scott, what did you have a specific question
Yeah, of course, we've just got to do a brief introduction of you now, and then you're going to do a wonderful group healing for our audience. So maybe if you could just share a little bit about your how you perceive our personal healing and its relationship to healing of the world.
Well, that's a really wonderful thing to consider. My feeling is that the more healing work we do on ourselves, the closer we are not only to our heart and to our authentic who we are, who we came to this planet to be. But the more healed we are, and the more we are in our authentic self, the more able to make a positive difference in the world we are. And this isn't just a place to come out and to come and hang out. It's really a place for us all collectively to get things done and make a positive difference in the world. And the as we heal, the more we heal, the more we recognize what is ours to do, and we're able to contribute to the whole. And it's more important now than maybe ever before that we really own our issues, get closer to our heart, to our compassion for ourselves and for others, and step in and ask the question, what is mine to do in this situation or in that situation? And often for me, when it comes to my service work, when I have some free time, it's often, the answer that I get is to help one whale or to help all the whales. And I have to really not feel like I'm supposed to take everything on, but to be satisfied with being willing to help, where I can, and whatever individual and group of animals I can in my free time. And I love my work with human clients because, my intention is, as I said earlier, the more I help them heal and accelerate their healing process, the more they can step up and share responsibility on the things that they can help change in the world to make the world a better, more stable place.
Thank you so much. And I'm really looking forward to experiencing all of our audience experiencing your beautiful healing work. And we'll be back with Ellie a little bit later on in the show. It's my pleasure to introduce our final presenter. And a lot of you have been getting to know her, certainly our regular Global Peace Tribers and all of the Twin Ray community know Deborah Juliette. She led a beautiful KES healing force just last Saturday night. And of course, she's led several meditations for us. She has had the pleasure and the honor of working with some really great masters in the world. She's a very dedicated student of learning how to play her role in creating healing. So welcome, Deborah. It's wonderful to have you on the show. And again, would love to just get your kind of introductory thoughts about our connection of healing ourselves and healing of the planet.
Thank you so much, beloved Scott. Thank you. Thank you. It's always a great pleasure and a great honor to serve humanity by being on such a beautiful show that is spread out in the world, and yeah, to be able to maybe share some love and wisdom here. So according, as you all know, I have been learning the Christic energy system over the past 1.5 years now. And the question really is, what is actually healing? And according to our understanding and to the understanding of Twin-Ray, our beloved Twin-Ray, it is actually a holding. Means that, of course, so probably all of us here know that we do have several chakras in our bodies, the most famous 7 chakras everybody knows. There are way more actually above us and underneath. And what really happens is, I think all of us in the awakening world had an awakening moment at some point. And we probably all remember how wonderful that felt. So all of a sudden we felt liberated. It was like, oh my God, I always knew there's so much more than what I can see, but now I know I cannot die. I'm energy, pure potential, pure energy, vibration. And so I am not only that body, but then once we get out of that first awakening, then we finally realize, oh, now I have to start the work. And the work is actually, to me, nothing else but real purification of all the conditionings. And really that is happened to me 15 years ago. And since 15 years, I feel on a daily basis in a way like a washing machine. Like, I don't know if you can all relate to that, but like trying, of course, always to be present in the beautiful moment of now. And if my thoughts are not quiet, then the thoughts are producing, if I am attached to my thoughts, the thoughts are producing emotions, and then at least release the emotions before a pain becomes physical. So we can heal actually on so many levels. We can heal on the physical level, obviously, on the emotional level, on the mental level, and it goes way further down the road, which I'm happy to explain later. But so really, what healing actually means is a holding, means getting back to who we really are, unlifting the veils. Because there's this great saying, in reality, in truth, we are all enlightened, but we just have forgotten about it. And so what can we do to unlift those veils, And to me, really, the purpose of life itself, the purpose of life is to get back to who we truly are, to come back home and to understand in a way who we truly are. And that can only work as, through transcendence, which was also already explained. I mean, all the masters have already explained that work. And so transcending and that way liberating all the impurifications and all the on all the levels, basically, the imprints that how the conditionings, how we believe certain things have to be in our lives so that we can be happy, or how a body has to function, although there's so much more. And once we start this process, then we really become whole again, and it even goes on a soul level, where our masters or our Twin-Ray are really explaining that basically right now most of humanity, and you can watch that also in beautiful interviews with Twin-Ray here on Scott's show. Almost all of humanity has only 1% of their soul incarnated in that body. So what can this 1% really do? And how can that 1% really lead us through life, if we don't have 100% of our soul in our body? So every healing we do, every light work, shadow work we do, every time we stay in our 12 o'clock in grounded and transcend all whatever feelings, emotions we have, whatever thoughts we have, every time we do this kind of healing to ourselves on a daily basis, amongst each other, with each other, helping each other. This is why community is so important. We come closer to our soul and literally closer to who we really are, and literally parts of our soul are coming back into our body. That's how powerful it is. And to me, at least, I feel that there's nothing we can take to the next life, right? There's not our family, nothing we have. The only thing we can take is our spiritual process, or spiritual evolution. And what is it other than the healing? What else? What else are we?
You know, Deborah actually is who helped get this whole every evening meditation going on that we've been doing now for about 2 months. So thank you, Deborah, for organizing and arranging every night an evening of free meditation. And of course, on Wednesday nights, it's our beloved brother, Nicholas. And so, Deborah, would you like to introduce Nicholas?
Oh, this is my greatest pleasure. Nicholas is awesome. Nicholas, as I say, a natural. He embodies the light. He definitely must have done a lot of holding and healing in his past lives. He is definitely at 12 o'clock, as much as I've ever seen someone being able to stay at 12 o'clock. I have actually never seen him so far ever getting out of that zone. So I admire you, brother. I love you so much. You're such a beam of light to all of us. And yeah, he is a very powerful yogic meditator, yoga teacher, trainer. He's also, of course, very, very familiar with Tai Chi, Qigong. I mean, everything that on the physical, at least on the, and of course, the physical healing again incorporates healing on each and every level. So he is a great, great facilitator in all of these. So please enjoy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That was far too kind. It had me blushing a bit over here, for I certainly am as human as they come. And why I sit here today and share this practice of meditation, for without it, I certainly would, I don't know if I would be here, or you would not be experiencing me as you know me. And we can all agree that practice to go within is invaluable. So let's take advantage of that opportunity and waste no more time. May we turn our attention inward, begin to drop into the stillness, meet in the silence within. Let the eyes fall closed. Let a softness come into the body. And take a few deep breaths into yourself. Let's begin to rub the palms together a bit and deepen the breath even more. Keep rubbing the hands, create some warmth. And then coming into stillness with the palms, and let the palms rest upon the heart. Left hand first and right onto the back of the left hand. Taking a deep breath in and a full sigh. Twice more. begin to check in, present yourself, seeing what's alive, what's there for you. The art of meditation is like leaving the lyrics behind in a song. We must drop the mind, but a current carries on. What is that current? What is that way? In this moment, with each breath, each sensation, may we show up in the way of any true master which sees things anew for the very first time, always with a clear mind and an open wonder, curiosity. Feel the hands press into the heart space. Connect to the pulse of your heart. Feel the beat. What is it that beats the heart? What is it that is the breath within the breath? Who breathes the breath? In any way of healing or any spiritual practice, any religion, there's this practice of stepping back from the party of our life, so to say, from the imprints, the wounds, the stories, the beliefs, the identities, stepping back, taking a breath, taking a pause, returning to that space of grace. Here now, in this moment, together as one. Allow yourself, give yourself the permission, turn the key. Allow that space for the grace within each breath, each sensation. Of course, the thoughts will come and go. Allow what arises to arise. Allow what passes to pass. Sit and be still, see what remains. Keep feeling the beat, the pulse of the heart, soft in the body, steady in the breath. Stillness in the eyes, lengthen the spine, holding a posture of peace. To remember, to feel that which no one can give you but yourself, that which cannot be described, only felt and experienced. Touching that sweetness again and again, this is the way. Smooth and steady, nice and simple, not grasping, not reaching, allowing, receiving, resisting nothing. Use your senses to come deeper into the body. Notice the taste in the mouth and take a swallow. Feel that swallow and notice how that makes you feel. And contemplate, can you feel the air touching the skin of your face? Use your awareness, your mind's inner eye. Can you feel the air touching the skin of your face? Notice how that makes you feel. Feeling the space from the inhale to exhale. Rest your attention in that space. The subtle gaps between the thoughts. Rest your attention there. Stepping back, witnessing, listening, intimately, sincerely, breath by breath. Just one moment of true stillness can change everything. And with so much happening in the world, so much intensity, more than ever, may we arrive in this stillness, hold firm and steady in the heart space, holding the posture of peace, showing the way, responding with love. Everywhere you go, holding that space of grace within and throughout. Let the hands rest down from the heart space. Relax down to the legs, palms up. Feel the energy in the hands. Feel the energy around the heart space. Feel a bit of opening, a bit of warmth, and take an even deeper breath in and out. Feel the body move as you breathe. And just checking in, simply observing, allowing what arises to arise, allowing what passes to pass. Be still, dwell in the quiet center. Remember, feel the union. Okay, and then we'll take a deep breath in, stretch the arms up overhead. Stretch and lift the spine. And as you exhale, spread the arms wide, let the energy release out, soften down. Invite a gentle smile onto the face. And in your own way, begin to seal up your space, grounding in. I invite you to rub the palms together. And just rub the palms onto the face a bit, down into the shoulders, grounding in. Slowly blinking the eyes open. Coming back, joining this group together and continuing a beautiful show. Thank you for having me. Sending all my love.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. You're such a beautiful brother. Like Deborah said, you really do embody peace, and it's always wonderful to have you with us every Wednesday night. Thank you so much. And give our love to everybody at the Haven, and I will see you next week.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
All right. We're going to go right into an Om Shore song, carrying that beautiful piece of meditation that our beautiful brother Nicholas has led us into.
breathe me in. I am watching you, waiting for you to let my love into that lonely life of yours. Listen to me, and we can be together free eternally. When you're feeling out of touch, and you need someone to hold, slow down, and breathe me in. I am watching you, waiting for you to let my love into that lonely life of yours. Listen to me, and we can be together free eternally. When your world seems upside down, and you think, what can I do? Slow down, and breathe me in. Slow down, and breathe me in.
Thank you so much, beautiful beloved brother Omashar, for reminding us to slow down. Thank you. And I love how you've got the snowflakes.
Well, this is just around the corner from where I am in Boulder, the beginning of the Rocky Mountains, and I was walking last weekend on the like at 8,000 feet something. I took this snap, and I wanted to bring it to us tonight for the fresh. And I just added the sparkle sun bit. So yeah.
You are the master of music and the master of backgrounds. I tell you, it's always beautiful to see what you've got for us. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Thank you.
Ah, what a beautiful show so far. I'm so grateful for all of our presenters. And so now we're going to get a chance to go a little deeper with each one of them. And so it's my honor to turn it back over to beloved Louisa Stowe.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. That was really beautiful, Omashar. I love watching, it brings me so much joy to see people just up there and moving their bodies and dancing. And that's what music does. It just opens up everybody's hearts. And
It's so fun, and it's such a good practice to stay really present. Because I fudged it a bit occasionally. It's because I was watching people and I was going, "Hang on a minute, just be present and get out of the way." So you know that one. So
I do, and I love that so
thank you.
much. It's such a beautiful gift that you're sharing with everybody. Thank you.
Mhm.
Ah, Scott, where are you? You're out there. There you
I'm
are.
right here. I'm right here. Uh,
And you had asked me specifically to share. What did you have something like a
well,
burning focus?
yeah, you tackled a healing crisis for yourself in one of the most profound ways of anyone I know. Um, and even though you shared this on the show, maybe whenever it was 6 months ago, I just think it's really important to share it again because instead of going into fear, earlier we heard that, it's like, okay, are we going to be in love or are we going to be in fear? And the way you managed a potentially life-threatening healing crisis to me is just so profound. So if you'd be willing to share that story, I sure would appreciate it.
Well, thank you. But I have to say that I did have fear. I had, when I was told that I had DCIS first, and then that I faced that, and that seemed to resolve, but then what it looked like that it came back in 2000, and oh my gosh, well, it wasn't this last year, but it was the year before that it came back, and fear did come up for me. But how I respond to fear is facing it. So rather than, and I hear somebody out there again, rather than um, staying in the fear, which I think is really easy to do for a lot of us, like we get trapped in that fear, so to speak. What I do instead, I'm like, okay, what am I not seeing in myself? Like, what part of me what do I not want to see? Um, what am I avoiding? What is so painful within myself that I am doing everything but looking at that? So, what I love to do, I mean, I can't really say that I love to do it, but it's what feels the most meaningful to me is to look whatever that is straight on and to excavate that with a whole lot of compassion. So that's what I did. Like I would say the outside, how people were reacting when I discovered this really large lump in my breast, how the doctors were responding, the radiologists were responding. They had a lot of fear, and their fear was pretty contagious to begin with. And it took everything on the inside of me to go, nope, we're not going there. We're not going down into that depth of fear, into collapsing into that, but rather I know that whatever's happening in my body is a reflection of something that I need to see within myself. Like there is a part of me that is opting out in some way. And that's not an easy thing to look at. But I think a lot of us, whether it be a cancer scare, or even anything in our life, in our relationships, if our relationships aren't going well with beloveds in our life. I just saw my computer. Looks like it's gonna go. Can you run and get my cord outside, sweetie? Um, that we have, like, I see that there's this opportunity to face these things head on, with a whole lot of compassion. And what I found is when I really looked inside and I listened to the inside of myself, I heard that I needed to get everything so quiet in order to be able to really hear what was going on with me. Maybe it's over here. Can you get up, honey? Yeah. Um, hold on one second. Is it there? See here? I'm about ready to lose my power, so I see. So I want to plug in here. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
You'll never lose your power, Larissa.
Okay, I'm back. No matter what, I'm back. So I had this download and I could feel that I needed to go into a dark retreat. For me, it was like I needed to quiet everything so much on the outside so that I could hear myself on the inside and really connect to what is truly important. And that's where I got some really strong messages, and I was able to hear exactly what I had not been wanting to look at. And once I did, everything started to turn around. So it turned into love. So that fear, what I noticed about myself when I was in the dark retreat, is all these things that I hadn't been wanting to look at, like thoughts of I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not beautiful enough, just you name it. It's like all these human, I'm not unique in that way. I think a lot of us have these kind of feelings come up and these insecurities come up. But I think in my life, because I'm always focusing on love and on the highest, it's like I wouldn't allow myself to really hear these parts that needed to be heard. And when everything was quiet, when I was in complete and utter darkness in the dark retreat, it's those voices actually became friends because, when you're all by yourself in darkness, it's like, it's like going to a party and you don't know anyone at a party whatsoever. And then maybe you see somebody that you wouldn't normally be that close to, but all of a sudden you're like, hey, like there's somebody there that you know and you want to connect with. It was like being in that darkness. All of a sudden, those parts of myself, it was really important to see them and to connect with them. And in connecting with those parts of myself, what I began to learn is that I had ultimate compassion, or what wanted to happen was ultimate compassion for these very human parts. And that transmuted into healing because there was so much love present, and love heals. Because as Deborah says, you were talking about, Deborah, about how we are already enlightened. It's absolutely true. It's like I know with every fiber in my body that we come from love and we return to love because we are love. It's just that love gets into this like dense, human body gets this huge, ginormous energy of God and love gets squished into this teeny tiny little body that is weighted. And in that weightedness, and in our forgetting, we experience this suffering, but this love, when we come back in alignment with that, it completely heals everything. It can heal everything if that's what our soul and our spirit is saying yes to and wants. Like if we truly want to choose life, that's what will happen in this lifetime. We will find that healing. So yes, the fear transmuted into love, but it was facing the fear. It was facing that fear authentically loving, and then rising within that. So that's been my experience, and I'm like ridiculous how many physical things I've gone through. Like if you were to ask me, I'd be sitting here going, okay, like can I remember? And I would not even remember all the things in this lifetime that I've had to overcome, but it's insane. Like from rheumatoid arthritis in my 20s, endometriosis, internal bleeding, 3 times in the hospital, almost dying 3 times from that. They thought that I had, what was it called, macular degeneration, but it turned out to be CSR in my eye, which is resolved, to DCIS, to lumps disappearing, to bleeding breast disappearing, the whole thing. It just continues, like whatever comes, it comes and it goes. It comes and it goes like the river that flows through the infinite. Because of the love. It just keeps coming, it keeps going, and it moves through. So that's it in a nutshell, pretty much. But that's how I work with these energies, is facing them with love.
It's such an inspiring story, Larissa. And as your friend, kind of going through the different stages, going through when you were getting the diagnosis and when you were going through the fear, and then seeing the choices you made, and then the miracle of your healing. It's quite amazing. There's many wonderful things that Larissa is up to, and I want to highlight for a moment her Shakti Love Warriors group. Now, right now, we've got hundreds of people watching us on Facebook, and you've got a great Facebook group. And you still do meditation every day at 11:11?
We do. I lead on Thursdays usually. However, the third Thursday of the month, Susan usually leads, and then every other day, we have wonderful presenters, and there are people in our community that just are committed to love and working that, that love warrior muscle, so to speak, and leading meditation and bringing us into our heart. It's really, really beautiful.
So everybody, you can find it on Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors. Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors on Facebook. And it's a wonderful group of people. A lot of them have been on Global Peace Tribe shows over the years. But wait, there's more. She's also an amazing musical artist. Of course, many of you have heard her sing so many times, first on Saturday Night Live for the Global Peace Tribe, now on Awakening World. And you can find all things Larissa Stowe at larissastowe.com, including her albums. So always want to encourage us to support Larissa in all the wonderful ways. And Larissa, I am looking forward to when we eventually, hopefully, are going to have a Global Peace Tribe retreat in Sedona at your beautiful Shiloh Retreat Center that you're building.
Me too, Scott. It's definitely, it's in process, and there's been a lot of expansion and there's been contractions. We're birthing Shiloh, and I so look forward to being able to share it with the community. It's really a beautiful space. There's so much love here. Yeah, there's beautiful, beautiful earth and beautiful water. We're on Oak Creek out here. So I look forward to sharing it with everybody. Very inspiring.
Many of you are kind of some of the people in the show right now actually were there when we were having our Global Peace Tribe retreat, and then came over for your land blessing. And I see some of the people in the Zoom room who actually were with us for that, including, of course, Mushar and Charlotte. And I'm going to bring your friend Ellie on now. And Ellie is going to bless us with a group healing experience. Thank you so much, Ellie. And it's really wonderful to have you with us. And welcome to the Awakening World. And we need you to unmute.
How's that? Is that better?
We
Yeah.
can hear you.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me on, Scott, and Larissa. Thank you for your friendship and your recommendation. Much appreciated. So yeah, Scott, when you and I were talking, I know you said I could do either an individual healing on someone who's in the group tonight, or a group healing. And I was thinking to go with a group healing so that more people obviously are able to benefit. And, especially with the theme this week with what's going on in the Middle East, I think the more people we can get on board, to do whatever we can to help, whether it's praying or making a donation or sending items. I mean, there are a lot of different things that we can do. So I'm just happy to contribute. And, in the way of my healing, I've been doing healing for 33 years. And it's mostly all remote for a number of years now. And it's what I love to do. It's been my calling since my 20s, and I love to be of service, like tonight with all of you. So thanks, Sylvia. What I would like to do is, when I do a group healing, I'd love to see, is it possible, Scott, to see the whole group rather than myself for a
Yes.
couple minutes, just so I can tune in and see what the best thing to clear is?
Absolutely. And you can also, if you go up to gallery view, just go into your upper right-hand corner, which says view, and click gallery view, and you'll see the whole audience. I'm going to keep the focus on you, but you'll be able to see the audience.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you all. Wonderful. So maybe just, set an intention of, what is bothering you? What feels like it's really up for you now? And as I tune in, I'm going to see what seems to be most prevalent for this group for the healing. So I don't necessarily have to hear what you're saying. I can feel it if you just, say it in your mind's eye. And I'm going to just start muscle testing a few different things that I'm hearing. I'm kind of thinking for tonight, for this healing, and I'm happy to come back another time if Scott wants. But I'm thinking for tonight to do more of a general healing having to do with the Middle East, because I think that's especially up in the last week or two. So I hope that's okay.
Yes, Ellie, I trust your judgment.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, I think I have it. Just make sure. Yeah. Let me just write it down. I'll tell you what I got. Tell me if you agree. Okay, so what I'm hearing is, as a theme for the group tonight, is hopeless about what is going on in the Middle East. See if that resonates for many of you. Feel into your heart. It's hopeless about what is going on in the Middle East, especially. Okay, and how many people does that can relate to that? How many people does that resonate with? Maybe put your hand up. Okay, good. So does this feel good to do as a clearing tonight? I just want to check in with the group and make sure. Yeah? Okay. All right, wonderful. And the next thing that I do is I work with a number scale, 0 to 10, and usually the issue that comes up is anywhere from an 8 or higher. And I'm getting between an 8 and a 9 for this tonight, for this group. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is Ellie, I'm Ellie Pichette, Katie. The next thing I'm going to do before I continue is see what the imprint is. First, I clear an issue, and then I do an energetic imprint, kind of like if you think about, you know, cleaning a wound. You clean the wound, and then you put the salve over it to help facilitate healing. So I'm going to be doing an energetic imprint on the group after I clear the sense of people feeling hopeless about what's going on in the Middle East. And what I'm getting for the imprint is able to make a difference. It's really important. I know it sounds simple, but if you think about it, it takes a very small percentage of people to hold the light and to pray to make a difference in the world. And so this is a really good time to remember this, that every single one of us can make a positive difference and help shift the energy, even in a place like the Middle East. And it's very easy to feel hopeless, which is why I'm doing this healing, because if we don't feel hopeless, then we can feel more hopeful and we're more likely to be proactive. You with me? Okay. So for this part, you can either watch me. I'm not going to be really, it will not look like I'm doing much, but I'm actually sending energy in a highly concentrated way to the whole group. And it's with the specific intention of this issue, the issue that's been identified, hopeless about what's going on in the Middle East. So you can just enjoy it. Let yourselves receive the healing. And before I move on to the issue, I'm going to balance all of you. So see if you can feel this before we move on. Just let yourselves receive. See if you notice that you start to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed. Is anyone feeling the energy yet? Good, wonderful. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is raise your vital life force. And just see what you notice here. I'd like you to focus on the light around your heart chakra and see it increasing and expanding until you're radiating your own light. That's it. And now you can stay in a nice, relaxed, receptive place, eyes closed if that feels better to you, or open. whatever feels good, just allowing yourselves to receive. So before we move on to the imprint, I just finished the clearing. Would anyone like to share what they're noticing?
And go ahead to people, you can write into the chat box, or if somebody who has their camera on wants to share, raise your hand and I'll put the camera on you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Deborah.
Deborah, you want to share first?
I just shared, yeah, I can absolutely feel light, love, and relief. So much has been given, so much has been relieved. Thank you so much. This is very, very beautiful.
So glad. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you.
Omushar has something to say.
I felt like I was being held. I had no specific thing with myself. I just became empty, and then I felt the energy coming in, and then I felt like I was literally being held in an embrace of love. So that was my experience so far. Thank you, Ellie.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
Ellie, that was incredible. I couldn't stop yawning, and for me, I know that that's maybe I'm more sensitive to it than a lot of other people, but that's an immediate sign from my autonomic nervous system that I'm just relaxing. And it was, yeah, incredible. I was wondering, how are you going to do this with so many people? And my yawn started, and I'm just like, all right, it's happening. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that feedback. Glad.
I came here actually having been trying to write up a peace proposal I have for the Middle East and feeling depleted, just physically drained, and I came here tonight because I needed to feel replenished, and it started with Omashar's music, and then your healing is just wonderful. I feel physically recharged and more able to renew my with my writing. So
Oh, good.
uh,
That's
thank you.
what we want. Wonderful. Thank you for that feedback, Grace. Awesome.
Here's Therese.
I soared, just soared throughout the cosmos. It was profound. I thank you. I thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I was one with all feeling.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
One last person, we'll bring Sylvia up, and this will be our last person sharing right now.
I experienced a deep connection with the Holy Land, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sylvia.
I will read a couple of comments, and then we'll complete. Diara wrote, I can feel my physical heart mending. And Eleanor wrote, I felt totally relaxed and in the quantum field. So thank you, Ellie.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah.
Experiences.
Scott, do we have time to do the imprint? That's much shorter.
Well, we are a little bit running out of time. I want to get to Deborah. How long would it take to do the imprint?
Probably 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. So what I'd like everyone to do is use this as an affirmation, and you can use it not just now while I'm doing the imprint, but after also. And it's important. So you might want to write it down. You can put it on your mirror in the bathroom, just as a gentle reminder. And the imprint is, I am able to make a difference. I am able to make a difference. so important that we honor that and acknowledge that. Okay, so here we go. I'm actually going to imprint your neural pathways and then each major energy chakra for the imprint. All right. Thank you. Thank you for participating.
Thank you so much, Ellie. And I want to show people how they can find much more of you. And it's your website, phoenixrisinghealing.com. And please share with us a little bit more about what your private sessions are like.
Oh, well, let's see. A private session goes pretty similarly to what I just did with you all now, only it's one-on-one. And most sessions are done remotely, online or by phone. And the advantage of that is that you'll become very relaxed as I work with you, as you might have noticed tonight, but even more so in a full session. And so the ideal is for you to be at home, somewhere that you can rest or take a nap or go to sleep after your session, because the work it'll continue. In fact, every time I work with you, you will go through a recalibration that lasts typically 2 to 3 days on average. And it's a gentle shifting of your entire system. And not only that, but every session, I will clear a significant emotional or physical issue. And so, for example, each emotional issue only needs to be cleared once, and it could be anything from depression to anxiety to a panic attack, a phobia about a specific thing, dogs, bridges. I work with people who have difficult relationships, maybe a sibling or a parent or a child. And recently I was able to dissolve a woman's kidney stones online. That was a first. So she didn't have to go the medical route. It was taken care of for her in one session. So that's what I do. I balance you in the session, then I raise your vital life force, then I clear the most significant issue that has come up for that session, and then I do the imprint. And one of the reasons that my work is as efficient as it is because I not only clear the issue from this life, but I clear the issue from any past lifetimes. And so by the end of the session, it's complete. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Shelley. It's wonderful to meet you. I knew that you'd be wonderful because Larissa is Larissa. And again, the way to learn more or to schedule, and she offers a free consultation, is at phoenixrisinghealing.com. phoenixrisinghealing.com. And also just a reminder that for anybody watching the recording of this, because Ellie, a lot of the people will actually be watching the recording as opposed to being with us live. This healing experience you just did will still impact people even if they're watching it months from now, correct?
Yes, yes, that's the intention, is that it'll continue to help people. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And yes, I would love to have you come back on the show sometime. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure to kind of bring on Deborah Juliette. And of course, those of you that are regulars, you've been seeing her. She's led several meditations for us. And on Saturday night, she led a beautiful KES group healing experience. I'm certainly curious if anybody participated in that on Saturday night. And I know some of you, I believe, did. If you want to put into the chat box what you experienced, that would be wonderful. Deborah has truly been around the world. She's half French, half German. She's lived all over. For 5 years, she ran a school for Mother Meera in India. But her whole life really changed when she had a spiritual awakening 15 years ago. And she left the corporate world, began a process of healing. And she's been blessed to learn from some of the masters of this planet with whom she lived as their disciple and has learned from in the ways that greater humanity is still unknown and in the future to be discovered. Deborah is available to provide personal one-on-one group healings, as well as house and land clearings. She brings the power of KES healing from the Twin Ray and a deep passion for each person that she connects with. And I thought it would be wonderful, Deborah, for you to share a little bit about your healing journey, what you've learned, and also what you were sharing with us just before we went on air about what you're learning about the grid work that the Twin Ray are teaching you and teaching us. So welcome.
Thank you so much, beloved Scott. Thank you, everyone who's here tonight. I hope, can you hear me all right? Can you all hear me? Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Yeah, I would love to add that part of the healing that we offer is one-on-one, that is true sessions, which go to a very profound level, just like Ellie was sharing, from the physical to the mind and the soul and beyond. And so because, of course, everything that needs to be healed has a root in all those, at least in all those 3 components. And we call this clearing, really, you know, that all of us, we have, of course, chakras and we have light bodies. So we're literally clearing first the etheric layer, means the physical layer, the emotional, the mental, the astral layer, then the akashic layer. The akashic layer, this would be like you were just saying, where your karma gets cleared, the atomic layer, and then the celestial layer. So really, according to each and every chakra, it goes way beyond only the physical body or mind or even our soul. It goes literally to so-called oversoul and entire monads and so on. And what we offer is so one-on-one healings, which are extremely profound, and of course also group healings, but also house and land clearings. So you know, yeah, please feel free to contact either me or also beloved Scott if you have any wish for us to do so. What I would love to point out at this moment of time is to really, because we are going through monumental shifts on this planet. I think all of us can see and feel that. And is really it's really to encourage you to see the bigger picture. So before 15 years ago, what truly happened is that my father had left his body, and I was it was 15 years ago, so I was very, very young, fully unprepared. Because we were so close to each other as a family, it was a wound, it was a pain that I definitely had no clue, couldn't possibly know that this even existed. It doesn't happen to everyone. I know it's something very natural, but to me, it literally meant not days, not weeks, but months. I have to, until today, I have no words for how I could go through that, but month of no sleep. Max 2 hours of sleep. So this was so profound, and sure enough, it brought me right to an avatar. Is everyone familiar with this word? Does everybody know what I mean with that?
You might want to give your definition of it, Deborah.
So basically, these are beings like you and I, who could actually be us coming from the future, but with an awareness of who we truly are that is way beyond our regular awareness. Now, I'm not saying maybe here is as an avatar sitting. There are around 100 avatars right now on the planet, out of which maybe 5 or 6 are known, and the other ones wish just to be a vessel of light and to be unknown. And what the easiest way for us to understand that maybe is that through that holding process, we are basically working our way up to the divine, or into more and more consciousness that we are this infinite love we're coming from, and that infinite wisdom, truth, however you want to call it. These beings are already fully aware of who come in pure consciousness, and so basically for us coming down to really help humanity to find that truth of who we really are. So it's a pure devotion to humanity, and pure devotion that these beings are coming, and whether whether you believe it or not. So one of these beings was for sure Lord Krishna, Isis and Osiris already, Jeshua, Lord Buddha. So in times over and over, these more than enlightened masters, because it's the entire consciousness of the infinite consciousness that they bring, and basically what we see is only 1% of who they truly are. And it's the same, and I'm not saying it's the same with us, it's just that we don't know it, we have forgotten it, and they help us to rediscover who we truly are. And the easiest way, there are only a few on this planet who are real, and Eckhart Tolle, already in his Power of Now, I believe in the German version, it was page 55. Now I look it up on the in the English version. That was the book that woke me up 15 years ago, and I was led right away to Mother Meera. And when I read this book, I was like, and he speaks about the few amount of true masters, true avatars who are on this planet. And he says, if you're already drawn to one of these, then you are not far away from starting your spiritual process. Of course, you're already in that process. And to me, the way to truly feel and ultimately know if you're in front of such an enlightened being or not is just what you feel. And I will never forget the first time I went to Mother Meera's darshan. Another being, like incarnation of the Divine Mother, is also Amma right now, the hugging Amma that you've probably seen, and yeah, and for sure also Chunrui. And it's just how you know it is when you are in the presence of such a being, that presence, that light, that love that comes through without any cloud, without any unclarity, is so powerful that, to me at least, I could feel my entire body already starting to cleanse. And I will never forget the first darshan with Mother Meera. I looked into her eyes and I just had the feeling I had looked into my own soul's eyes, into God's eyes. And by being with such a being, it's very simple. After, depends, everybody is different, but I would say after at least half an hour, there are no thoughts anymore. Everything gets purified, and there are no thoughts possible. It's of an intensity that cannot be felt otherwise. I don't know, maybe Scott, you can also share a bit about your experience. So this is how I knew I was at the right place, and that I didn't want to go anywhere else anymore, because it's just so wonderful to be in that blissful energy, right? So this, of course, led me then to go to India, into her ashram, and be in that light all the time. Now, of course, it was just a matter of time, and then COVID hits. I always knew I'm in a little paradise, and then I will have to come back to the real world and to share that light that I could receive in such an intensity in Germany already, and then in India. What I didn't know is that I would then come to meet the next level of avatars. And what I would like to, which really brought me to another level. So to me, there are two ways of healings that we can do. First, we can, that's what I learned. And of course, this could go on forever, because once you meet people who have been disciples really truly in communities, it's like when you ask Buddhist monks what they learn and what they practice every day, it goes so deep. I mean, this is, we don't share this. It's a lot, and it goes from a very disciplined way of life to specific mantras, specific breath work. So it's really and mainly to keep you in the present moment as much as possible, obviously. Because what we all learn, of course, is what you all know already, is that everything starts with the breath. And from the breath, we all know, right, that when we want to quiet down the mind, we just take a few deep breaths. And if we were all to focus on the breath in our belly, right, in the abdomen part, we already would have a magical life, but we got so many distractions that we cannot, that keeps us really in the present moment. And all religions are basically focusing on the breath. Why is that so? Because the breath, of course, has an impact, as we know, on our mind. So if we are constantly the observer of the thoughts that are always outside of us, and we were capable to not let them in. Thoughts that have been thought over and over again, like I'm not enough, I cannot do that, I'm not loved, I don't feel loved, and so on and so on. If we were just not attached to these thoughts, and I think everybody knows that, then of course we would have the happiest blissful life and we are pure enlightenment, right? Now, what happens, so the first step is concentrate on the breathing. If then that doesn't work, we are attached to our thoughts. Now, if we are attached to our thoughts, what happens? Emotion starts to appear. Because we start, like, that's what the Buddhists call, you know, the attachment. They like a fish on the angle. It means, yeah, then we are attached to whatever belief we have, limiting belief that creates an emotion. And then at that moment, when we feel that emotion, that's what our beloved Trinray are calling the triggers, right? Because we were not fully at 12 o'clock, something comes in and it triggers us. And then we feel pain, we feel the hurt, we feel not respected, we feel on a physical and emotional level the pain. There we have the possibility then to fully sit with that pain. And that's how, because then we know, oh, wait a minute, if this sentence, if this word still triggers so much pain within me, that means that I have a limiting belief. That means that things from this life or past lives have not been cleared. And there are three ways we can handle emotions. The first one is to push them down. Now that doesn't work, they come back even bigger. The second one is to let them out, to start to shout or something. That makes them even bigger. The only true way to really deal with our emotions is to actually sit with them, look into their eyes, sit with them, and knowing that you cannot kill me. You cannot kill me. I came to feel you because I came to liberate you. Because by liberating you, this is what we come with from our past lives. By liberating you, you are actually liberating me. So we literally have a contract with all of our light bodies, with all of our emotion, with all of the emotions within us, with all these triggers that are truly our treasures, because when we feel them, we can liberate them. And again, by liberating them, they are liberating us. And guess what? Nobody else created them than ourselves in the first place. So this is what we can do on a daily basis ourselves before, because otherwise, if we don't do that, then comes the next level, and that's the physical level. That's when we haven't when we haven't been focusing on the breath, when we haven't pushed away or being not pushed away, lovingly, kindly invited our thoughts to leave our belief system and to go back to the universe. If we haven't on that level worked, if then we haven't worked on the emotional level, that's how we get cancer, that's how we get diseases, that's how it then becomes physical, to at that moment at least show us you've got to change. You've got to put more awareness into your life. And that's why I'm saying, for me, the whole purpose of life is this constant process of healing, of being there for ourselves, of being fully there all the time for the others in front of us, to be able to let go of everything we have also created in the past lives. You know, and I really invite you, and I would love, beloved Scott, later on to share the Trinray webpage, because I would love to invite you to see and to see all the wonderful tools that are there for us, that are already free. Because when we know that literally, you know, every time in our past lives, and we have all done that, we killed someone, Well, that's 1% of our soul that we gave away. Every soul contract we went through, every time we hurt someone, there's a little particle of our soul that dissipates. And the beloved Trin-Ray are explaining this so wonderfully. So I invite you please to watch their videos. I think, Scott, you have done shows, I think at least 13 or 14 shows. You know, avatars have a way to explain this that goes beyond my way to explain this. I didn't come tonight to be a teacher. All that I know is that once then I met the beloveds, the Trin-Ray, it brought my healing process that I just described to a whole other level. Because when I heard that through each and every healing, we get parts of our soul back, and that we had given parts of our soul away, and that the entire 95% of humanity has only 1% of their soul in their body. Now that explains the unconsciousness, that explains everything that's going on right now on this planet. And of course, you know, that's why these teachings are so profound. Of course, then when we are healing ourselves in such a way, what happens? It's that, and that's another teaching that Trin-Ray really are teaching us, is that we all know that we are connected. We know we are all the drops of the same ocean, but, and I have read really 15 years ago, I remember I've read everything about quantum physics. I wanted to know it all. Did we I think we have all heard about grid lines, right? Have we all heard about, do we all know what grid lines are? Is that a, yeah, okay, is that an expression? So basically what happens is that we have around the planet like a grid, you know, like, can imagine, you know, the longitudes and latitudes. Well, this is an invention of the human brain, but so in much more precisely connected divine way, there is literally a grid around the planet. And all of us, as exactly like this light that just comes through here, pure divine grace, all of us are connected to the source. Literally, that's why we say we are all light and love, through a literally a ray of light. And this is, you know, please just go to Sri Aurobindo's ashram, to Pondicherry, and go to the Matra Mandir, where it's a huge golden, you can look this up later, it's a huge golden vessel, and outside it's pure gold, and inside it's all white marble. And what did they create? What another incarnation actually of the Divine Mother and Father avatars, right? So what did they create there? They created a vessel that is the reproduction of the human body, or the reproduction of Mother Earth. Because whether it's our human body, or whether it's a planet, or whether it's actually our entire human system, or whether it's only on the microcosmos, one of our cells, it all works the same way. There are several chakras. Well, everything is connected to the divine light that created us, and that everything is a toroidal field, and then can cleanse us once we stand really in that light. And so what now, since we are all, and the human vessel is really one of the most powerful vessels on this planet, even more powerful than mountains can be, like Mount Kailash, for example, you know, all these beautiful places. And so what happens if we all are at 12 o'clock, as we say, or fully present, fully aligned, fully centered, that light goes through us, which you can feel as tremendous amount of love, because without that consciousness, love cannot be felt, which is what all the babies are feeling when the mother is here, but present physically here, but then in her mind on the cell phone. That's exactly in the moment the mother is physically here, This is also the sign of Namaste. The mother is physically here, but absent-minded. What happens? That connection is not there. Literally, that light gets blocked. The love cannot go through. The heart cannot send out that love. And the baby, sure enough, in that second, starts to cry. Now, I could feel that all my life. I would always be wounded in unpresence, right? And what happens now if we all align? Obviously, then this light at the toroidal field goes back to the grid lines and emphasizes this entire net around the planet. Please know how loved you are and how powerful you are, because each and every one of us beaming that light back to that grid work, what do you think happens? The entire planet, who is nothing else but our human vessel, has also chakras, has also this connection to the divine light. Of course, it's fed by the light. We are fed by that. We would be nothing without that light, right? Because life without life could not be. And if we all connect in this deep love and light as often as possible through our beautiful meditations, but even on a daily basis, whatever we do, we do it in full presence. Every single second that you are present, that you know and feel what you're doing, whether it is washing a plate, whether it is that you are observing yourself right now, listening, observing yourself right now, talking. Every single second adds to the grid, adds to the grid.
No, I'll bring it up.
And that's, of course, how we can all heal this beautiful planet and heal every unconsciousness. Basically, it's nothing else but unconsciousness that is there right now in the Middle East or on everywhere else. You know, it's really, the outside is just a manifestation of how we feel inside. And the more we come back to love, we come back home, the more we we heal ourselves, the more, of course, we heal the world. It's actually metaphysical. It's actually quantum physics. And so that's why I'm saying what now beloved Twin Ray is bringing to the planet. And we could not hear that before. Humanity was not ready before. Because what they have been teaching us is that since 2017, now it happens to be the year where Shekinah Ma and Sanandaji met. What a coincidence. We have another ley line. So we have another number or another intensity of ley lines on this planet. And I think that all of us are aware of the highest intensity so far, which were, of course, Mount Kailash, which is Machu Picchu in Peru, the Giza Plateau in Egypt, Angkor Wat in Stonehenge in England, Angkor Wat in Cambodia. And when you look at the planet and you imagine that, you know, I believe you all know that once all our continents were one, right? And then you can see exactly Stonehenge here, Giza Plateau there, Machu Picchu there, Mount Kailash, Cambodia here. And then you can imagine how all of that drifted away. And funnily enough, but that's a whole other story, each one of these so-called number 4, because in the intensity, so there are number 1 grade lines, number 2, number 3, number 1s are basically everywhere, number 2, number 3 are getting more and more rare, and the big ones are number 4 levels. They all are also representing an opening of the certain equinox and solstices. However, now since 2017, we are, thanks to that grid work, and that is now becoming more and more powerful than actually beloved Twin Ray have before 2017 already, and until now constantly are working. And this is something that we cannot know, and that I only am repeating, and you can learn so much more on their webpage and by taking, by listening and taking maybe classes, how they have been working on that grid work, obviously. And since 2017, now we have thanks to all their work, a number 5 level of gray line ley lines, and one of them happens to be, and we can truly feel that, happens to be here in Ashland, right in the sanctuary where Twin-Ray is living, and which is also funny that it's really exactly between Mount Chester, which represents which represents the root chakra, and Crater Lake, which represents the crown chakra, is Mount Ashland, and Mount Ashland represents, of course, the heart chakra, the love that we all are. So that just maybe explains, I hope this explains, I'm trying here now to explain in a couple of minutes what, an entire weeks and years of teachings.
Thank you, Deborah. It's a beautiful little homeopathic dose. And as you've suggested, people can learn more about Twin-Ray by going to twinray.com. And there are they offer a lot of free courses that you'll find right here by going to the website. And so thank you. And I'll also, if you go to our YouTube channel, which I'll put into the chat box, or just go to YouTube and then go to Global Peace Tribe, you'll see right away there's a playlist of all the different appearances of the Twin-Ray. They've actually been on my show 22 times, going all the way back to the Saturday Night Alive, the Global Peace Tribe shows. And if you're interested in having personal sessions with Deborah, or having her do a group KES healing or a land blessing, you can reach her through me, for those of you who have my email address, or her phone number and her email address are right here in the chat box. So Deborah, thank you so much for your incredible devotion to the beloveds, to the Twin-Ray, to your own personal healing journey, and to playing your beautiful role in the healing of our planet. Thank you so very, very much.
Yeah, I would also love to add one sentence is, maybe when you go to the webpage, of course, there are free classes, and there's maybe could I maybe share my screen?
Well, I've got it up on Twin-Ray. What do you want me to pull up? So we're looking at it right now.
Down, when you go all the way down, there you will, so you find exactly of course, thousands of beautiful testimonials, and you see there's a whole academy which is called the School of Mastery. There's an entire academy behind it, because and there is a beautiful, maybe you can go even further down, miracle mentorship, that beloved Twin-Ray are, all the way down there. It should be miracle mentorship on the, if you click on that, where you get all of these beautiful wisdom and more, really, from the masters themselves. And of course, you are then in the beautiful container of their mastery, and then you can see that when you go down there, that there are different ways to join, as well as then on another level the entire academy. And in the academy there are so many classes of the Christic healing, which is basically, as I said, the human body vessel in terms of body, mind, and soul, but then also land clearings. And then there is now new classes called Geodivinity, where you learn how we can heal and participate in clearing ley lines and the grid work, and doing the grid work. And then there's other classes like Biodivinity, where it goes up to the cells and the organs. So exactly what you learn healing for the human vessel, then you learn it for the planet, and you learn it on the microcosmos for each and every cell of the body. And I mean, this is just really bringing back the knowledge from the future if you are somehow interested in really important, and then there's also astro divinity, because of course all of that not only is represented in each and every cell, in a human vessel, on the planetary vessel, but of course also in our entire solar system has the same chakra system, the same light body system, and that please know that every second that you're working on yourself has an impact on everyone around you, on yourself, on everyone around you, on the planet, and really on the solar system, up to the entire universe. Everything is getting whole, complete
I was
again.
here by myself, and I had placed my phone.
I don't know if you know that Mother Gaia was once 4 times as big as Mother Gaia is right now, and has shrunk through all the unconsciousness that had happened. And now through everything that we're doing, that you, beautiful, you, everyone is really important on this planet, that you are doing by either doing the work yourself, or please go to beautiful people like Ellie, to any KS healer, and bring it to another level, bringing this healing to another level. Everything that you do is really for, not only for humanity, but literally for the solar system and the end for the universe, really.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you for your incredible devotion, your incredible passion and enthusiasm. And thank you, everybody. I know that we've gone a little bit over tonight, but we are going to conclude, as we always do. We always open and close with music. And we're blessed to have Larissa with us. And so Larissa is going to close us out. Hello, beloved Larissa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. I wanted to close with a peace prayer tonight. Oh God, lead us from the unreal to the real. Oh God, lead us from the unreal to the real. Oh God, lead us from darkness to light. Oh God, lead us from darkness to light. From death to immortality, from death to immortality. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti to us. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti to us, unto us. Unto Om Masatoma Asad Gamaya. Om Masatoma Asad Gamaya. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. Tamasoma Jyotir Gamaya. Rityorma amritam gamaya. Rityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti unto us. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti unto us, unto us. Unto us. Peace to us. Peace to peace to earth. Peace to all. May we feel peace within ourselves. May we have compassion for ourselves and all the craziness that we feel and the limiting beliefs that we hold. And may this peace that we cultivate within ourselves spread from our heart and every cell of our body to everyone that we touch. Compassion for the human, compassion for this life.
Thank you so much, beloved soul, Sister Larissa. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this beautiful tribe coming together and supporting each other. This is what's going to really create the new earth and bring in the new earth, is exactly what you're doing and us coming together. So thank you, beloveds. Thank you, everyone.
Remember Larissa's Shakti Love Warriors every morning, 11 a.m. Get there early, enjoy the meditation, join her tribe. And all the tribes coming together, the Shakti Love Warriors, Twin Ray, Global Peace Tribe. Today I was on with the Evolutionary Leaders Network and the Unity Earth. There are so many wonderful organizations, and we all are the imaginal cells finding each other to create the new paradigm, the new butterfly out of the dying caterpillar, out of the dying old paradigm. Thank you. And bring up one more time. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, beloved Omashar. And thank you, of course, Global Peace Tribers watching, including all of you watching the recordings and the replays. One last announcement is this Saturday night. What does it mean to be a goddess? We hear that term all the time. So we've got a lot of wonderful people sharing with us their idea of what that really actually means. And it's going to be a playful show, a fun show. We also have great music, a wonderful band, Rivers Run Wild. And of course, beloved Omashar will be with us as well. So please join us on Saturday night. And remember to really practice peace in our relationships with everybody as best as we can. Practice seeing the divinity in all. And thank you again, everyone. God's blessings and good night.
Zoom in peace, seeing everything as love, and saying zoom peace, and it gives peace to the planet, that love that we shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt, and thank you for joining us tonight. Good night, everybody.
Pleasure's all ours.
Great.